uh, wait, if it's live, is me on?
Live?
It says live. Does that mean? How can I tell whether it started or not?
Comments should be happening. Yeah, you've got.
If anybody,
you've got 37 viewers.
Oh, is that what we see
yeah.
there?
There you go.
Oh,
there you go. There.
What are those floaty things? Oh, hearts and thumbs up. Oh, that means that. Okay, so we're live. That's so weird. Thank you. Welcome. Hi from Mexico. I'm not supposed to be reading these. Okay, so you guys have. I'm sorry, I've never done this before. It's very serious business. I've been told that I need to read the questions. That's right? I need to read the questions, and then I'm going to answer the questions. So the first question is from somebody called Charlotte. Do I read out the person's name? Charlotte.
Yeah,
Hi, Charlotte. Hi, Charlotte. Charlotte asks, it's really hard not to read the ones on the bottom. Charlotte asks, why do you think people, mainly young women, have fallen in love with Stella and relate to her? And I guess it would be because she is, one of the reasons would be because she's so comfortable with herself. I mean, she's way more comfortable with herself than I'm comfortable with myself. She's comfortable in her own skin, and she is comfortable with her intelligence and her sexuality, and she is she's just a cool chick. I mean, what can I say? And so I think there's something about her that that women see in themselves, and that it's really weird talking to a hole in a iPad. But I meant you guys are out there. So I may just stop talking in the middle every once in a while because I'm too freaked out. Beth, I didn't even answer the question, but Beth, hi Beth. Beth says, what does Beth say? She says that episode 4 of season 3 is my favorite. What made it so special, and which of Stella's emotionally difficult conversations did I find the hardest? I think one of the reasons why it was my favorite is because we see, for the first time, we see a lot of Stella's emotional underbelly for the first time, and so she reveals a lot. She reveals aspects of herself that we haven't seen before, and so perhaps she starts to make a bit more sense to us, but also. What was the second part of it? I think that she also asked whether I find the emotionally difficult conversations the hardest. I don't find those the hardest because I'm relating to another human being, and as an actor, it's nice to be able to relate to another human being and to work with other actors and in an emotionally complex scene. What I find harder sometimes are like the task force scenes, or the scenes where I'm just spewing facts, which I seem to do a lot in a lot of characters that I take on who seem to know more than anybody else in the room, and that's my job. And so sometimes I can get a bit tiring, and it's nice to interact with other human beings, especially if there's things at stake. Oh, look, from the Peanut Gallery.
Twitter says you're queen of figuring out Facebook Live.
Okay. Somebody called Sam says, what's the one piece of advice that I wish I could go back in time and give myself at a point when I most needed it? Well, I think one of my favorite sayings of all time is that youth is wasted on the young, because I think I wasted so much time, and still waste time, fretting, worrying, and I would advise myself to be kinder and gentler to myself, and allow myself to make mistakes. It's okay to make mistakes. and yeah, I think it all comes down to self-compassion, I think, to a degree. That's what I'd say. People out there. Sam. Leanne. There's somebody called Leanne. My daughter Miley, 6, now loves reading, thanks to reading recovery at school. That's fantastic. Hi, Miley. Although, if you're in the UK, Miley shouldn't be up, so hi, Miley, in the morning. And what children's book would I recommend to her to try next? She's 6 now. Boy, it's been a while since I've read to a 6-year-old. Well, not that long, but there was a book. This is terrible. I'm not going to remember the name of it. There was a children's book with an elephant in it, and if I recall, the elephant changed shape. It was really good for reading because it was basically teaching you the opposites of things with the size of the elephant, and there was I'm going to say a squishy elephant, but that doesn't make sense. But I can't remember the name of it. But it ended. It was the illustrations were beautiful, and at the end, I'm sure it all ended in love and stars. And every time I read it, it moved me. So find the moving elephant book from Miley. Sorry. So Susan, every time I read the word Susan, I think of Shushan from Johnny English Reborn as the Shushan. Let's see. Yes, Susan is saying, I'm looking forward to reading your book, We, a Manifesto for Women Everywhere. She loves the concept of it's really weird to read them as if, she loves the concept of encouraging and really understanding women. And is the book a collection of your experiences or things you have seen, witnessed? The book is many things, and part of it does involve our personal experiences with various life lessons, I guess, that we've learned along the way, myself and my co-writer, Jennifer Nadel. And as we've attempted to navigate our lives with as much integrity as possible, as we've tried and failed and tried again. And yeah, so there are personal elements to it. Yes, indeed. What's the one thing that I'm looking forward to most for women in the future? I guess I am looking forward to women making more decisions that are centered in a sense of self-worth. And so that may look like, I'm not going to send a naked picture of myself today to the guy that I met yesterday because that doesn't feel very good. And there's something about it that's kind of shaming. And I have too much of a sense of self-worth to do that anymore. And so I'm not going to do it. That's what that would look like. I look forward to that. Is that a surprise? I love you too. Let's see. What book am I reading at the moment? I'm rereading Virginia Woolf's A Room of One's Own, because I don't remember a thing about it, and I should, and I'm enjoying it very much, and I she's just such an extraordinary writer. And my brain is split. I can't seem to talk in whole sentences. What has been one of the most difficult aspects of filming this finale? Do I expect Stella has finally found some closure to something? Well, do I expect that Stella has finally found some closure to something? Well, the closure that takes place is not really the closure that she had in mind. And it's always hard filming the end of seasons anyway, but this one was particularly sad because there's a very good chance that Jamie won't come back. Sorry. Well, I guess people know that. Do people know that? Yeah, people know that. Okay, that it's okay. So Jamie's not coming back. And so that was sad. And because, well, if we ever do it again, we'll take a break between now and then. I love all these hearts bouncing on the bottom. Maybe I should read some of the ones at the bottom.
Yeah, do that.
What was the last TV show I watched? Oh, thumbs up. Does that mean... Okay. That's so funny. I'm sorry. This is weird. What was the last TV show that I watched? I haven't watched a TV show. I've watched a couple of documentaries lately. There must have been something. No, I'm not good at watching television. I'm sorry. No, I missed that one. Who would I miss more? Between who and who? Hello from Cyprus. Okay, I'm gonna get back. I'm gonna get back to these. Sorry, I got diverted. How do I like being in the Ravenclaw house? This is from Jacqueline. I'm also a Ravenclaw. She says, I used to be a Hufflepuff, though. How can you change? Aren't you? Did her personality change? Or?
You can retake the quiz.
You can retake. Oh, okay. So she's half Ravenclaw, half Hufflepuff, is what she's saying. I'm not sure it's made that much of a difference in my life being suddenly in Ravenclaw. I keep looking out for clues, but I could be missing the clues. They could be in front of my face the whole time, but they are eluding me. If anybody wants to show me, tell me what some of the clues might be. Pottermore was hanged. That doesn't sound like a clue. I don't know what that means.
Pottermore is where you take the quiz.
That's when I took the quiz.
Yeah.
Oh, what is
That's
it?
where you took it.
But what do they
That's
mean
where
it was
you took it.
hanged? What do they mean it was hanged? Is that like, I don't know what that means. Moose Girl says hi. Okay, there's some laughing faces. Okay, hang on. I'm getting all turned upside down. With all the things that you have to do in a day, what do you do to maintain your health and sanity? That is a very good question. And it changes all the time. I try to eat very healthfully. Every once in a while, things like real Coke and chocolate. Well, everyday chocolate is a part of my life, so let's just get that straight. But otherwise, I eat healthfully, and I meditate. That's assuming that I'm sane, but yes, that helps a lot. That has a big impact on the state of my mind on a daily basis. I try and meditate for at least a few minutes in the morning before my kids wake up, or at some point in the day, and it ranges from 20 minutes, 22 minutes to 3 minutes, depending on how much time I have and uh, depending on how much time I have. But I highly recommend it. That was from Angie. And Sam says, Stella Gibson and Dana Scully are so different, but what do you think they have in common besides my face? Well, they're both the same height. I know that much. But I think that Scully might be a little bit older than Stella. And of course, there's the hair. Does that answer your question? They both go after bad people, or baddies, as my boys call them. That's what you call them in England. Bad people or baddies. What's a song that I relate to at the moment? Asks Maria. I don't really feel like I've been listening to that much contemporary music. There are two songs which always seem to work for any situation, and one is Landslide by Fleetwood Mac, and the other is Cat Stevens' Trouble. And there's a very good cover of it by somebody whose name I can't remember. Do you remember? Yeah, that's right, Kristen. I'm sorry, Kristen. But I love that song. And so no matter what, those songs can always cheer me up. Not that I need to be cheered up, but you know what I mean. Kristen Hirsch, Trouble. So Dariana asks, given the circumstances and how Stella is deeply fond of Olivia, do I think that Stella sees herself in Olivia as a child? No, I don't, but I think that Stella has such huge compassion for Olivia, given the havoc that Olivia's father has wreaked on so many different people's lives, and I think she can see the life ahead that Olivia has, the potential for sanity, and also because Olivia was so in love with her father and had him on such a pedestal, and I think Stella can just see the devastation that is going to be moving forward in her life, no matter what happens to her father, just with the knowledge that he's done these things. And so I think that's what she identifies with and is compassionate about. And that possibly there's some identification in there from her own childhood in terms of, I guess, the emotional life of a child and attachment to father, and at the best of times how that can have reverberating effects on how someone operates as an adult. What would Stella's response be to being catcalled? That's funny. I know what the look on her face might be, but I'm not quite sure how to put that into words. What is that? I don't know what that is. Yeah. Okay, hang on. Let me see. Let me see if there's more down here. Hmm?
Remember?
Okay, hang on. Oh, what do I like to put on toast? That's a good question. Huh. From Tina, who looks like she has a mustache. Are those tears? Is that laughing tears? That's a crying emoji. Okay. The tears are awfully. Are you sure that's not saliva coming out of her mouth? Tina, what do I like to put on toast? Jam. Honey. I was recently told that if you have allergies, if you go to another country and you have allergies, that you should eat the local honey. And the local honey will decrease your allergic reactions. How cool is that? Cool. Do I think you, Sasha, should get your nose pierced? Absolutely. No question about it. Get your nose pierced. I did it once, and I would still like to get my nose pierced. I think about it often. My daughter has her nose pierced. How old was she when she got it pierced? I think she was like 18. Well, hang on a second. As long as you're not 5. Wait. If you're 16 or older, get your nose pierced. If you're 9, don't. Gosh, how do you stay positive when the state of the world is in utter chaos? That is a very good question. It's hard. I mean, it's really easy to, sometimes when I get busy, it's easier because the focus stays so myopic that I don't pay as much attention to the news or the headlines or what's going on, and there's a certain safety in that. And but there's an element of that that's irresponsible, and so say one is being responsible. I mean, the most that we can do at any given time is to be the best versions of ourselves that we can be, the kindest, most compassionate, most altruistic, and to give of ourselves in time and action where we can, and try and make a little bit of a difference. Any advice for young girls who are struggling to figure out their future? I feel like I can hear everyone else telling me what to do, but I can't hear my own voice. That's interesting. That's from Savannah. That's hard. That's a hard one. It's especially when there's a lot of people telling you what to do. I know for myself. I mean, I was lucky because I had a very strong voice in my head very early on, and I just wasn't going to listen to anybody else. So, but I can imagine that it's difficult when their voices are louder. I do know that, I don't know how old you are, Savannah, but I do know that sometimes if you can take a bit of time and see the world as ways to see the world on a budget, and just mingle with other people and other cultures, and there's something about the time and the space that really kind of helps shake out all of the confusing bits and focus one's mind on what's most important. It's easier to listen to one's own heart, I think. Do I cook? I can cook, and I have cooked. Do I cook on a regular basis? Well, there are certain things that I make that I can. I don't enjoy it. It doesn't fill me with joy. But I can. But I can't talk and cook at the same time. Don't ask me any questions while I'm cooking, or you're not invited. No, that's not true. But it's the truth that I forgive myself. Let's see. Okay. Fuck, murder, kill. Stella Gibson, Dana Scully, and Bedelia Maurier. Definitely kill Bedelia Maurier. I'm sorry. Definitely. Wait, murder and killer are the same thing. Isn't Mary supposed to be one of them? It's supposed to be fuck. It's supposed to be fuck, marry, and kill. So fuck Stella Gibson, just because she's fuckable. I'm sorry, I hope there's no underage people on this. What am I talking about? I apologize now for my obscenities. So marry Dana Scully, kill Bedelia, and fuck Stella. I mean, there's no way around that. That's just, right? It's just the way it has to be. Is it true that during one night of Streetcar, Blanche sang Dreams by Fleetwood Mac in the tub rather than It's Only a Paper Moon? You know, it wasn't just one night. When we did the show in the UK, in London, in the first time that Blanche sings in the tub, is that Dreams? Thunder. Is that Dreams? Yeah. Yes. And then we took it out when we did it in New York. See, I can't read and talk at the same time, clearly. I can't cook and talk, I can't read and I can't drive and talk. If Stella had a spirit animal, what would it be? Some kind of a cat. Like a snow leopard. I don't fucking know.
Would you like more?
Why is the puffer fish my? I'm sorry. I've moved on to the really the simple questions and answers. Why is the puffer fish? Laura asks. I love puffer fish. I don't know. There's an orange one on there that looks like it might be a plastic bathtub puffer fish. In the picture that she sent, but why are I just like puffer fish. I don't know why, but I do. They're cute, but they got a little bit of danger there. I can't find my Sky remote. Any ideas? Well. It depends if you're male or female. Stuart. Never mind, then I have no idea. Sorry. Hang on. You ignore me. I'm ignoring somebody. I'm ignoring everybody. There's 3,600 people on here, and I'm ignoring most of you. I'm really sorry, but hang on. Let me just see.
Would you one more?
One more. Okay. Yes, I think that the fall could be brought back after a few years. Eva, yes, I do. Yes. Is the ending open enough? Yes, it's open enough. What keeps you up at night? Asks Tracy. Just my brain. Just my, just stupid thoughts about nothing important.
Would you do the last 55 as the last question?
Kelly. Now that I've finished walking in Stella's shoes, is there a part of her that I've taken with me? Which part? I think that that in the period of time that I played her, I think it started to happen at some point in the second season where I started to accept my quirks and my idiosyncrasies and strangenesses a bit more because of the fact that she's not that she's complicated, and I appreciate her complexities and that she isn't linear or particularly makes sense, and I don't feel like I make sense a lot of the time, and so and I'm weird, and she's a little weird, and that's okay. And that's all I've got. Thank you, all the blue thumbs up and the red hearts. Thank you, everybody. I think I'm meant to push a button. Oh, look. If you see me, please say hi. I pushed that one right.
Mm-hmm.
Hi. Hello. Goodbye.